Hello, this is Jacob Gray, and welcome back to another episode of Zero Lives. And today we are going to be playing The Legend of Zelda. And everybody who owned a Nintendo at one point or another has played this game, so I don't need to explain it. And so, yes, this is actually going to be The Legend of Cheese, because Cheese needs to save the princess. And here we go, getting the wood sword. There's a lot of swordless challenges that you can play through the game with. I've done it before, and I've actually beaten it with without the sword. The key is you just need to get the magic wand, and you need to use the sword at the end of the game to fight Ganon, so you actually have to pick up a sword. You just don't use it throughout the game until Ganon. There's another version of this game actually called the minimalist version, where you play the game getting as few items as possible and basically relying on bombs. Like, you can't get nothing pretty much. You can get the blue candle, bombs, the raft, and all the items that are actually needed to play the game, but it's a fun version of the game because once you run out of money and bombs, you are essentially doomed and you have to start it all over again. And also, as with the last video, I'm recording the commentary separately from when I played this game. And so this is actually going to be a 7-parter because I rule at this game. And that's mostly because unlike Mega Man, I played this game all the time when I was a little kid. And a lot of people really like the Zelda series. I like it too, but I think it's very overrated. There's much better games than the Zelda games. It's basically just like a high fantasy Mario. Or not even that, it's exactly the same as Mario. Just you play as Peter Pan instead of Mario, which is lame. And I'm gonna get a ton of hate mail because if there's one thing I know, Zelda fans take anybody saying anything bad about Zelda very, very personally. And I'm just saying I think that it's a very overrated series. It's still a good series, like Ocarina of Time's still a great game. And so are like all the Zeldas. And I do like Zelda too. I like it so much that I actually got a hold of a CDI and played one of Gamelon and beat it only using the spoon controller. And man, when you really appreciate any controller after you play with the CDI spoon. Like, it's so bad. You just have to crush your hands together in order to move. But anyway, going back to the CDI Zelda, I think that it's a very underrated game. Like, a lot of people hate it because like it's not that great of a game, but it's nowhere near the worst, up there with like games that should be considered the worst ever made. Like, and most of the people who say that it's one of the worst games ever made only see the cheesy cutscenes, which are really, really bad. Like, they're so bad though it's funny. I honestly think that with the CDI game that they were just trying to make those scenes as bad as possible. Because with the game too, it's not even that the gameplay is bad, it's just the CDI is not meant for that type of game. It was basically trying to cater to people who wanted educational games for their kids, and there wasn't a market at the time for like educational systems or family systems. That was the other thing it tried to do. It tried to be a family system rather than being a boy thing. And there just wasn't a market at the time for that. Like, the Wii is the first system that actually can appeal to the entire family, which I give Nintendo kudos for that. But the CDI, I just didn't go about it in the right way, and that's why it failed really badly. But sorry, I'm going off on a tangent with Zelda right now, or at least with this game. This is level 1 and it's supposed to be an eagle map. And I can see the eagle somewhat, but yeah, it's not that great. And here we go. This is where you get the boomerang. And that's pretty awesome, killing all 3 of those guys with the 1 bomb. And now the area with the wall masters. When I was younger, these wall masters sent me back to the beginning like 50 times. I'm not kidding. It's amazing, like, especially with these types of games, when you're a little kid, like, you struggle so much when playing these games, like, because now games are just so easy that they want you to be able to do it in one run. But, like, even at level 1, when you're, like, 6, 7 years old and playing it for the first time, you're gonna die, like, 8, 9 times before you finally beat the level. And it's a shame that most games are just so easy to beat now, or... Well, that's the first dungeon. And I think overall it was a pretty good run. I'm not going for speed right now. Now, my record with beating this game is in about 45 minutes, I'd say, if I play the game more seriously, but right now I'm just wandering around. Just got the poop beat out of me by those things. Yeah, I'm not too charismatic when I speak, so I think that's a good thing, though. I don't try to be funny when I do commentary. I think that's one of the bad things about a lot of commentary nowadays, especially game commentaries. They try to be too silly, and I'll do that once. Like, I'll be hypocritical, but I try to keep it more serious, because games are fun, but I think I like to take it seriously. Like, I have a lot more fun that way. Wow, I'm so lame. I'm so lame that I'm awesome. Sorry, it won't happen again. And like all little kids, like, I just spent most of my time just bombing every single wall until I found like all the heart containers. Or my brother, when he played the game, he found them and showed me, like, he showed me the one that I'm going to break right up here. So that's one nice thing about this game compared to my last run with Mega Man, is that I just know where everything is. I never worked out a really good path, though, for doing everything, because I always like to change it up. If you're doing a speed run, that's the worst thing you can do. You just want to find the fastest pattern and go. Because at least with this part of the game, I'm doing okay. Yeah, this one's going to be difficult for me to comment on, because there's going to be multiple parts, because I'm so awesome at this game. I don't die. Or I might die, just tune in and watch. And here we go. This is actually, I think, the secret the guy in level 1 was talking about, that there's something hidden in the peninsula, because it's the only peninsula in the game technically. So I'm guessing this 100 gold is, or 100 rupees is the secret. And now I'm gonna play some money losing game. I swear, it's just like real gambling, you always lose. It's funny, those pea-pod things that fly, how in Ocarina of Time, like, they just became mondo huge. And in this game, they're tiny. I'm not sure if they appear in the second game, Adventure of Link, which, unlike most people, I actually like Adventure of Link a lot more. And I think I'm like the only person in the world who does. Anyway, we're about to reach the 10-minute mark, and these videos can only be 10 minutes on YouTube, so I'm going to get the white sword. I'm Jacob Gray, thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check out part 2. Later.